Katsu-don, and this is my daughter's favorite and one of mine as well. First thing we're going to do is make a little bit of a pork cutlet here, and you can use chicken too if you like. A lot of people like to do that as well. Perfectly okay with that. But we're going to work with a pork cutlet here today, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trim that rim of fat around the edge there. We want to be sure to score it. That way when we cook the meat, it still retains a nice shape, and we're going to score the fleshy part of the meat as well, not just the fat, to make sure we get a lot of flavor in there. Now today we're using fancy sea salt and fancy black pepper. You don't have to do that at home. Regular salt and black pepper works too. We just like to spoil ourselves sometime. So we're really spicing our meat, both sides of it, of course. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our hands and actually pat the seasoning in just a little bit to make sure it sticks. Here we're starting with the flour. We're going to basically bread the meat. So for those of you, this isn't strange to Western cooking either. You've probably done this at home, but we're going to basically rub the meat in flour, all the edges. Be sure to get around the edges as well, not just the broad sides of it. Then we're going to pat it in, but we have a beaten egg there as well. Going to go ahead and cover that really good with the egg, because that's of course what's going to make our breadcrumbs stick. And the breadcrumbs here, we use panko, they're dried breadcrumbs, and they do have a little bit of a different flavor than your traditional breadcrumbs. I really recommend making the extra effort to go and get them if you can. And we're going to go ahead and rub the meat really good with all those breadcrumbs and really get this just right, and rub the edges in it too. And there you go. You can see we're really pushing it down in there to get as many of those breadcrumbs to stick as possible. And that's kind of what you want it to look like. And here's a better close-up shot. This is what you're after. Now we've prepared a couple of them, and we've kind of jumped ahead. We got our oil hot enough where if we dropped in a breadcrumb it would sizzle, and we've cooked it on medium heat since then. And really you want to be sure to get it at medium, just a touch above that, to get your oil nice and hot, but enough so that you don't just cook the outside of the meat. And we've cooked it for about 4 or 5 minutes, and that's what you want it to look like right there. Now once you have it cooked, we're going to go ahead and slice it like so. It makes it easy to pick up with chopsticks or fork, whatever you prefer to eat with. But we're slicing it like so. And once we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and get our other ingredients ready. So we have our green onions that we're going to chop really finely here, like so. This is going to be a garnish on the top, so you do want to chop this rather finely. And there you go. This dish really is great. It reminds me of a restaurant we used to go to all the time. Me and my daughter used to share this. This is such a great dish. Your family's really going to like it at home too. Now the other thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and slice up some onion. Right about to that size is what we're after. And we're going to get our onion slices like so. And if you like your onion chopped more thinly, that's okay too. Now we're going to a saucepan. We're going to put in 1 cup of water, just like that. And next thing we're going to do is the hondashi, which is bonito soup stock. We're going to use a teaspoon in the cup and put it in, and then we're going to have a tablespoon of brown sugar. This sauce is actually fairly sweet. And the next thing we're going to use as well is a tablespoon of soy sauce. Now we're going to get that mixture, and we're going to heat it up almost to a boil. And we want it to basically start simmering to get all those ingredients to mix together. And right there, that's about how hot we want it. Not quite at a boil, but definitely steaming hot. There you go. That's what it looks like. Now we're going to take that and we're going to actually put it in a fry pan, nice and steaming hot. And we're going to cook this on high heat. And actually we're going to add a touch more of our mixture there. We didn't quite put all of it in, but just enough. Now we take our onion slices, we ended up chopping them a little bit finer, and we want to actually cook the onion slices in our new soup stock. And you see we're boiling it now. We're cooking this in high heat at the moment. And once you get it to high heat where it's just starting to boil, you can end up turning it down to medium. And you'll see our pug pacing back and forth in the background. He smells the good stuff coming up, and he's lurking by the stove for the good stuff. Now once we got this boiling and our onion pretty much cooked, we want to go ahead and take the meat and put it right on top of that mixture there like so. And this, there you go, that's what you want it to look like. And just to be sure we get the flavoring all over our meat, what we're going to end up doing is using a spoon to go ahead and scoop some of that base stock right on top of the meat like so. Really gets the flavoring everywhere, and it really adds to the flavor of the meat. That goes a long way. So we're going to take a little bit more of that stock that we had left and pour it directly on the meat like so. Now once it's still boiling, we're going to take a beaten egg and go ahead and just pour it all over on top here, on top of the meat, on top of the sauce, just everywhere. That's really what's going to get this whole thing to stick together. So when we get it there, we're going to take some of our green onions as well and sprinkle them mainly on top of the meat, but definitely be sure to get a little bit everywhere. And now we're going to take a lid and we're going to go ahead and put it right on top like so. And we fast forward about a minute or two, however much you like your egg cooked, that's how far along you want to cook it, but you want it to look about like so. Now we have a bowl full of rice and we're going to use just about all the remaining of the stock right in there, and we're going to mix it up. This is where we're flavoring our rice as well, so that stock that we made is going all over the dish and flavoring it everywhere. So use a wooden spoon or chopsticks, whatever, to mix it up a little bit. Now we take the fry pan and this just slides right out of there like so, right on top of our rice. And there you go. That's your katsudon, and this thing is delicious. So we hope you like it as much as we do. Thank you for watching. We appreciate likes and comments. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.